Swindon boxer Luke Watkins joins me now on Your Sport Swindon. Luke, you're going to be back in the ring November 26th, Chief Support on the Talk is Cheap show. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to fighting in my hometown and getting my fans and family and friends all behind me.
So far this year you've had 3 fights. How do you feel they've gone? Obviously 3 fights, 3 more wins, taking you to 9-0. It's been a good year, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. 3 fights, 3 wins, but they're all a learning curve in themselves, you know. Very different opposition. I was dropped in one of those, and to get up and climb off the canvas and then take the win, it's definitely a big learning curve.
And speaking to Paddy, and it was revealed at the press conference as well, there were some big fights in the offing for this show in November. Craig Kennedy mentioned for, I think it was a British title eliminator, and Martin Granger as well. Obviously they fell through, and I believe there's a few other names that didn't happen for one reason or another. But is it nice to know that you're now in that mix, you know, quite heavily?
Yeah, and it was the plan to be in that mix around at the 2-year mark, and the calls are coming in, and when the fight is right and it makes sense for the fight itself and business, then the fights are going to happen.
Yeah, when you mention business, obviously the Craig Kennedy fight was there, and it's the guy you sparred, a guy you now know quite well, I assume. Obviously, great fight to have had, but business-wise didn't make sense, did it?
Not right now. It doesn't make any sense for me, or financially, or on the business side of things of boxing. No, it doesn't. So, you know, opportunities come and go. So I'll just wait for my next one.
Looking at the rankings, you're now up to I believe you were 6th, and you just dropped back down to 7th because someone else has come in at number 2 in the rankings. So taking the top 2 out of there, what do you make of the rest of the cruiserweights in there, the likes of Maciaskin, Simmons, people like that?
The division's wide open. There's a lot of talent coming through, especially at domestic level, which, as long as we all keep winning, I believe it's just going to do wonderful things for the cruiserweight division.
And you mentioned at the press conference that obviously the money's in the heavyweight division, and that's a possibility in the future. So obviously probably a few years ahead, but is that something that you're serious about and really excites you, possibly being a heavyweight one day?
Absolutely. I said it from the day I started boxing as a professional. You can check it out on my website. It's in my bio or one of the pieces of information on there. I've always said I will master my craft at cruiserweight and then move up to heavyweight.
What do you make of the heavyweight division right now?
It's absolutely bumping, you know. Everyone's looking to fight everyone. It hasn't been this exciting for a long time, and I'm talking a real long time. You know, Klitschko's had his reign for nearly 10 years, and prior to that, it was up and down a bit, you know, when there was a Lennox, when Tyson was still around, Holyfield was still around, and all the big top guys. It's nice. It's nice the fact that a new generation's coming through.
Who's the best in that division right now, AJ?
I'm afraid not. Tyson Fury. His resume says, his resume says so. He just dethroned a 10-year reigning champion, and despite what goes on outside the ring in his life, you have to remember what he just done inside the ring. So at this moment in time, it goes Tyson Fury, followed by Anthony Joshua, and then maybe Wilder and Klitschko somewhere in around there.
And what do you make of, you know, David Haye and Tony Bellew at the moment? Because obviously they're having a war of words, and you know, God knows what division that's going to eventually be made at, if it's made. But what do you make of the pair of them?
Haye's doing Haye and Bellew's doing Bellew. You know, Haye always rubs a lot of people up the wrong way, which is good for him and what he's doing for his business. Bellew is a man that wears his heart on his sleeve. So I think the build up to that fight, if it happens, will be great and entertaining. But again, offers are always being made, but you never know what's going to happen because of the business side of things of boxing.
Back to you on November 26th. Any idea on an opponent yet?
I believe Paddy has secured an opponent. He's broken the fighter down, and that's what we've been working on in camp. So as far as I'm aware, I don't really ask the name too early on. I don't need to go home and think about him, you know. As long as I know I'm preparing for the 26th, I'm preparing in the right way, as Paddy says so, I'm cool.
So if you don't know the name of the opponent as such yet, or know the style, etc., etc., well, when does your actual game plan for the fight come into place? Because we're around about 2 weeks away from fight night now.
The game plan has been the game plan since the start of camp. You know, it doesn't just drastically change unless your opponent is a drastic change. We've been working on certain things in the gym. and they're things I want to bring forward and bring through into the fight and take it from there. So the game plan is always the game plan, and the opponent is always the opponent, and that's all my opposition are, is opponents. I don't think of them to be nothing else. I go there, do what I do best, and that's what I do.
Obviously, we're all rooting for you on November the 26th to get another victory, your 10th career win. Then we're looking to Paddy's Day in 2017 and a possible fight with Ian Sims for the Irish title. Any more developments on that?
I believe Paddy's spoken to the Irish board, or their version of the British Boxing Board of Control, and they're in talks. I believe Ian Timms has agreed to fight. Now it goes down to management agreeing what they need to agree, and then we're just taking it from there.
Exciting to be fighting for an Irish title?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a stepping stone to be a champion of an island, of a country itself. That's an achievement. So yeah, I'm definitely happy about that. And then move on to the British, the Commonwealth, and then European, and then the world.
It's exciting times, Luke, and we wish you all the very best of luck on November 26th. Looking forward to seeing you back in action. Cheers, buddy. Top man. Cheers, mate.